Hi, Davi here, and today we have a new episode in the Art Review series, and today we'll be checking out the work of Agatha, I think. Agatha 323 here on X or Twitter. So if we just check out their feed, wait, let me just see this, because this grabbed my attention. Oh, interesting. So I'm guessing this is Procreate for the iPad. So that's their main software. Interesting. If you look at the way they render, do you see textures? I don't. It's so a lot of their work is just smooth, but you do see a good balance between hard edges and soft edges. I think I briefly saw in other pieces, because I did check out their work beforehand or before this video recording. I think they used a rake brush, but even that was kind of rare. So in a way, they do have a clean style. I mean, it's technically painting, but I would classify it as more of a rendering. Just because of how fine it is. That's kind of how I see it. It's kind of hard to do this, but once you're done though, it looks really good. And you will find large areas where it's just one value, they're not trying to blend everything out. And even with this view, you don't really see the brush strokes as much. So yeah, they do have a very clean kind of look. Oh wow, I like her. I love the suit. I mean, do you see a lot of detail in the suit? Not so much. I mean, maybe it's based on the details of the commission, but even with this simple design, it looks so iconic. I mean, the red eyes or maroon turtleneck sweater. She looks kinda competent. I think it's a she. Looks like it anyway. A very serious kind of, I think it's a chick, who knows. But and yeah, they often have an accent color for the graphic elements. For example, obviously it's gonna be red for this one, and they'll have a color palette here in the side, the furthest right hand side. And again, everything is just clean. Everything is clean. I don't feel any kind of wasted strokes in their work. I mean, look at the edges for this suit. It's so soft. It kind of reminds me of certain suits that have not silk. I'm not sure what the actual fabric is called, but it has a very smooth, elegant, formal vibe. And I think they were able to depict that well with this rendering. Oh wait, there's some texture for the shoes, but you have to zoom in really on that part. Interesting. So we have a school demon girl who's kind of big. I mean, Jesus Christ, look at look at those abs. Her abs are visible as well. Interesting. The hand in the back is almost a flat. There's some rendering, some light indication here. I'm guessing it's from the background, but it doesn't have the same level of rendering as say this hand over here. So not everything even is super rendered to the same level. They will push things back if they feel they need to. I mean, look at this. Look at how simple this rendering is. But it kind of makes sense because you don't want to render everything. But the thing is, for me, how do you choose, right? Oftentimes for the face as well, especially if it's an anime kind of thing, you can't render it too much. So oftentimes, even if the body's kind of rendered in this way, it feels it has volume, the face oftentimes it looks a little more flat. But for these types of artists, they can make it work, which I appreciate. Another demon girl. Wow, they're of size. Jesus. Oh, I do like how it's more common now, thankfully, that you suggest some kind. I mean, especially if they have this large of a chest, you need a body that kind of fits that. Yes, there are bodies where you're kind of thin and you have large members, but adding a bit of fat, not just in the belly but in the thighs, they're chunky. They carry weight. It just makes a lot more sense. Interesting. I often see this in these types of renderings where you have a ring highlight here. That's very cool. I mean, look at the edge control. Everything, you see a lot of soft edges and then a hard edge here. It's very deliberate. Look at the way the knees, it's so minimalistically done, but it works. I like it. And this one kind of reminds me of, oh, it's a guy with like he's in a suit, but he has like a sweater. And his suit is kind of, he's like a Harry Potter character. I don't know. He's like a rich kid, probably snobby. I'm guessing the green makes me feel like he's snobby only because of Harry Potter. The what do you call it? The group that's wearing green. Oh my god, I forgot. If you're a Harry Potter fan, I'm sure you know. Oh, this guy, more red stuff. Looks more like a playboy, a bit of a fuckboy, right? Maybe he likes to party. Cool. And if you look at the background, it's the same graphic elements, like they don't really deviate from that. Which some may think it's like boring, but I've noticed most of the artists that I do like, they have a consistency to their work. Like they have a format and they hardly like deviate from it. And that's what actually leads to their style, you know, being recognizable. If you have like a way of doing things and you're just consistent in doing that, that's how you build a brand. Do you see what I mean? Again, it's the ring effect. The edges are obviously soft, but the ring is like there. It's like a stocking kind of thing. Kind of reminds me a little bit of, who's the character from Spy X Family? She's an assassin on the side, or that's her secret identity. Oh, I believe we saw this guy a little bit in the beginning. Oh, it's mostly skin. You know, if you have darker skin like this, I think gold looks better than silver, because I've heard of this concept where some people look better in silver than gold, and vice versa. And I think you measure it, or you know that via the color of your veins or something. If it's like green, I'm not sure how the idea works, but oh my god, look at this beast. Oh, he's like a beast guy. He has like ears here. Does he have a tail? Oh, he's like a lion. I think it's like a lion based on the tail. Oh wow. Oh my god. Oh. Easy, relax. Look at the rendering of the arm here. Like they just know where to add the shadows to the point where, I mean, if you look at the interior shapes, do you see any lines? The main line work is on the outside. Everything on the inside is suggested with these paint strokes. So they're able to suggest edges via shapes, negative shapes, right? Without relying so much on line art. I've seen artists who add a little bit, but I think for this artist, it's all just outer contour lines. Everything on the inside rendered to perfection. Oh, damn, hunky. Oh, long hair as well. You know, some lions have like dark hair, right? And some have like that yellow blonde hair. Interesting. Oh, aside from like these shots, like the more formal ones where it's kind of fixed, where just like one, oh, it's 4K by 4K. They have like whips or work in progress shots like these. Okay. I like this part over here where you kind of add a bit of a bulge, especially for like women. Which reminds me, I always use this example. It's like there was a viral photo or image photo of this. I think it's the cousin of, I forgot her name. She's the guy who, she starred in the movie Pretty Woman. I haven't watched the full movie, but I've seen clips on like TV. Julia Roberts. She has a cousin who's also a cousin or a nephew or a niece, Jesus, who's also an actress, and that actress had a photo of her where she was in a profile view, but you could see the bulge coming from like her crotch to her belly. Like oftentimes I think it's not seen as a good thing, but that's not true outside of like the fashion, because I know in like the fashion world you have to be like super thin, but for most people, now in this case, because the meme got popular with the boys, for boys, it's actually desired, or it's not seen as a negative. It may even be seen as a positive. Anyway, let's move on from the bulge. Oh, it's like a native guy with a cross. Interesting. Kind of reminds me of the guy from, or the horse actually, the stallion of the the Cimarrons, Cinnabon. Maybe some of you are aware of that film. He looks like, even for a horse, he looks like a Chad. Like a well-defined, good-looking horse, you know. Him being a stallion, he's like a wild horse, right? And even the girl horse that had like this color, this red-brown thing with like white patches. It's kind of hot for a horse. Like they drew her in a very pretty way. You know, these artists are just something to be. Oh wow! Now this one, she has more of a gun, a sniper, probably an assassin. You know what? They kind of remind me of another artist who uses this kind of like line art. Let me just check their name. Because where it's sort of minimal as well, like the line art, and it's mostly on the outside. But even though it's the body, the figures are drawn, reminds me of that artist. Let me just check out my list. Usually I would pause, but I feel like I can find out who it is quickly. No, I can't. Yeah, I'm just checking my list here. I have like a list of artists, and I actually have two, and it's like so scattered, but you know, it's good enough. At least I have a list that I can try and reference, but let me just scroll here and there. It's like it's a Japanese name. That's the issue. But oh my god, you know what? Let me just pause the video for a second because I want to find it. Hi, I'm back. So I found a YouTube video of myself reviewing the work, or this artist's work. It's Yukichiko Himuro. So I do recommend you check out this artist in the I'm gonna type in their name. Just so usually I have like a section on the description, or in the description, where I like under the recommended artist or art section, that if I can, I try to write artists down who are kind of similar to the artist I'm reviewing. So if you look at the line art, it's so similar. Let me just right, but even it's not just the way the line art is done. Now, in the case of Yukichiko here, they have some lines on the inside, right? But if you look at the proportions, it's sort of like slender, but they're kind of organic looking. I don't know, there's like a roundedness to it. So, yeah. Let me go back to the main star of the show, Agatha, or Agatha. Look at that. Oh. Now they do have interesting designs for like the fashion stuff. You know, this is something that even though it seems like you don't really see it as a casual person, but even though, you know, I do art, but I realize that this actually takes some thought, some design. Because if they weren't wearing this thing, like adding clothes to your figure, I think I'm just so used to like figure drawing that I've forgotten that people actually wear clothes and how those clothes fit into the body. It changes the way your overall look looks. And also the types of clothing people wear. Like you need to get good at drawing like pants. These are like work pants. I'm not sure what the proper name is, but and obviously is that even like underwear, outerwear? Maybe in this world it's more like normal, but it's definitely a fun thing to see. Like they have a strong. I mean, look at this. This one's more of a maid outfit, right? Look at how varied they. I mean, it's all rendered the same way. It's like a back and forth between the hard edges, soft edges, but the amount of clothing types they can make really impresses me. And even if it's like a one-shot kind of thing, like you're just seeing like one pose from the character, right? But it's a solid piece. Like it's all portfolio ready, in my opinion. right? I mean, some slight changing of maybe you're posing your arms a bit different, maybe you're twisting your body to a certain kind of way or in a certain kind of angle. That's all you need. Even if they're just standing, it can make the pose a lot more interesting. I mean, look at how the legs are rendered. 2 values and then a soft edge here. Very cool. Very minimalistically. Oh, there it is, the rake brush. It's more of an additive thing. Like that's the only textured thing that's kind of obvious. But everything else is like kept simple. Look at that. And you have a lot of artists who are like this. Like they don't have a lot of special brushes. Now obviously they do more rendered kind of artwork, kind of like this. And where you do need where you rely mostly on like smoother planes. I guess it's part of the genre. Oh, she has like a robotic arm. They even have like claws, pretty cool. And again, the color palette here, the circle here, the warning here, the barcode, or what do they call this? I forgot. Oh, some whips. I think if you want to study textures or how something is rendered in the simplest kind of way, you may have to check those artists out. Only because they're not using any special tools. Like they make you focus on hard edges and soft edges and that's it. And you don't see a lot of wasted strokes. You're not lost in the details. Everything is just there, laid out. And you can tell the texture for this like bra and underwear. It's like one of those like, you will see this in like certain shows that are I forgot the genre of that kind of show. It's obviously for adults, but it's like a fun thing. Sometimes you see like feathers. I forgot the name. Or maybe a strip club. How about that? We'll keep it simple. A strip club. Or a party. How about that? Let's be nice. A party. Oh, this one's nice. It's more, I guess, safe for work. I guess. But even the way the shapes, like if you blacken this whole thing, it's like one shape only, it still looks kind of interesting. I mean, you know, you lean the pose back, or you have the person, the character, lean it back a bit, you tilt the head a bit, you raise the arm, you allow the fabric here or the clothing to sort of add to the composition. It's kind of like how comic artists would do like superheroes. They'll use like the cape of, you know, think Superman, Batman, they'll use like the cape to be a part of the overall composition. So clothing is not just for actual wear, it can be used for composition. You know, that's what I've learned. This one kind of reminds me of, oh, look at the full view, right? Do you see? And it's so like rich in information, I guess. But again, the brushwork is like so minimal. Sorry, maybe not even minimal, but it's more like you can't even notice it. It's almost as if they used lasso fills or selection tools and gradients only, but that's how, because it just looks so freaking smooth. Of course, they have like an agent here, the feds. Never trust the feds. Anyway, so we have like a warrior girl here, like a general perhaps, based on like the hat. And you know, just based on the pose, you can tell like she knows how to lead, right? Oh, look at the contour or the outer shape for this whole thing, right? So their line art, I'm guessing this is more of like a border effect even. Like they drew the shape first maybe, painted it in, and then added like a border effect, which is a very common technique where you paint first and then just simply, well, you paint on a new layer and then you add a layer effect that affects the border, and then that's it. You already have like a default line. Oh, this one's a bit different. It's like you have two poses. I mean, look at how smooth this thing is. Efficient. Well done. Dun, dun. Pretty cool. Some greens. Wait, I thought I saw a horn, but it was not a horn. I mean, why not, right? Look at the thighs. They're well done too. Like it kind of goes beyond the straps here and the leggings. Like you can actually feel the volume, the flesh of the thighs there. Look at the way the highlights were done for the latex. I mean, look at this. Even her upper body's like strapped. Wait, she's winking here, but here at the main, she's not. So they made a special version just for us. Well, the commissioner anyway. Or the commissioner. The one who paid for this. Again, with look at how simple that is. It's a lasso selection, and then you add like, or you fade the other side, or the ending part out. Look at that. That's so minimal, but it's like there's to me it shows smartness, or smartness, is that a word? Intelligence. How about it? It shows intelligence. Like you don't have to waste your strokes, and in fact, by going the minimal route, it can actually make something more aesthetic, because when you add more strokes, sometimes it can overwhelm the viewer with so much information. So, oh, we forgot this. Well, forgot meaning because she has like tan skin, and she kind of has those like tomboy vibes, which I do admire, by the way. And she's like wearing some, is that a medical like band? Not sure. She got some work clothes. Do you see how it feels like cargo pants, right? Like, how do you do folds and make it look believable? Like, I want to learn how to do clothing. Take away the clothing, the body as well. Look at those abs. They're like flat abs, but they look good. They look good, right? It's all brown. You don't see a lot of hue variety, hardly any hue variety in their work. But when it comes to values, they're very sensitive with them. And that's with the volume. Even if you have some parts here where it's almost flat, because in other areas where like you have like these soft edges and like you have a more varied sense of values, it's like it compensates for like these flatter areas. And I've noticed for this kind of art style, you don't render everything. Like you basically just render the shadows, right? You have the flats first, be picky with the flats, and then it's you spend a new layer. You spend like a phase sculpting, adding volume to the flats by adding in the shadows. You can do it in reverse by adding in the lights, but I think it's more common to add the shadows. And just by adding that, it automatically adds volume. And again, as we've noticed, they don't use interior lines that much, or it's almost non-existent. So even for the pants, do you see any interior lines being used? Maybe as a sketch, in a rough initial sketch, but in the final thing, there's nothing there. Like they want to make sure the rendering is on point, which is impressive. So I guess I'm going to leave it at that. We have like a nice whip here, work in progress shot. Oh, it's not really a work in progress shot. Like it's kind of done. We got a nice nun. I'll be honest, guys. I gotta, as of this recording, I know this video will be scheduled in maybe a week from now, a few days from now, but I got a comment because I was doing a study of something like this. It was a nun, an anime nun. Technically, the artwork was like AI. But people didn't like it. I understand if you find these things offensive, maybe you're religious or whatever, or maybe if you're not religious, but it's offensive perhaps to other people. I get that, but my recommendation is to not tell me what to do with my art. What I draw, what I paint, what I sketch, what I choose to study, what I choose to engage in. Because I may not like what you draw, paint, illustrate, but you don't see me going into any of your spaces or any of these people's spaces. I understand that people have a lane, right? I don't have to agree with someone to live. Like, it's fine. People have their own lane. People like what they like. And I just stick to people who are kind of like me. Or I actually think of it this way. I stick to myself. And I think that's what most smart people do. You stick to yourselves and then eventually sort of find out, oh, we kind of have this in common, and you kind of form this like web of groups. And I think it's better to mind your place, because it's a bad, in my opinion, it's a bad look when you tell artists what to draw, what not to draw, you know, how to do their art. Like, there are plenty of artwork styles out there. For example, I'm not a fan of, for example, if you have like a banana, like the fruit, the banana, and you tape it to a wall and you call that art, I won't go into your space and tell you that's not art. Personal opinion, I don't agree. It's I don't find it attractive. I don't find it engaging. But hey, it's someone else's thing. I'm not gonna go to that person and start berating them or telling them what to do, even if it's quote unquote out of respect, or even if I'm being respectful, quote unquote respectful, air quotes. I just mind my own business. So I recommend, if you're in this channel, know that I will tackle concepts like concept art, which means there will be sci-fi elements, fantasy elements, so game art, movie art. But I also have another side to me, which you probably realize by now. It's like anime. I'm very influenced by anime, and in anime, you're gonna have stuff like these, okay? So if you can't handle this, do not engage with the channel. Just move along. And if you are an artist and if you're young, understand this. If you wanna be in good terms with the community, with the smart ones anyway, don't behave this way where you go into people's spaces and tell them what to draw and what not to draw. It's very distasteful, and you can keep saying, oh, what you're drawing is offensive. You telling me what to do is also offensive. The difference between me and you is you're in my space and I'm not in your space. Do you understand? So you can talk about respect all day, how something is disrespectful. Oh, because I think the reasoning was, oh, nuns don't choose to be sexualized. Like, we're not, like, if I have to explain to you what this thing is, it's just an anime girl with big tits, and yes, she's like a nun, or it's inspired by nun attire. If this is like causing you to explode on the inside, then I'd respectfully tell you to go mind your business and just find someone else to bother. So anyway, I'm sorry for the rant, but I just did not like the way it came off. This whole moral, especially in the art community, it's like it's very similar to controlling people's speech, right? I'm not a fan of that. Like, if I don't like something, let's say you're saying something that's bad, I'm not gonna ban them. I'm not gonna tell them what not to say. It's who they are. I just avoid them, you know? Ideas like these ought to be exchanged freely without being like berated. I mean, you know, you can talk, you can have comments, but I'm just saying, learn to have some decorum and know what the standards actually are. Because I think so many, and it's not the majority, but there are some artists who are so into like their activist-y kind of, I just call it the activist-y vibes, where they always lead with their morals. And it just ruins the space, right? It's like, ugh. Like, it's the lecturing, the wagging of the finger, the hall monitor kind of vibes. Like, oh my god. Like, we're no longer in school, guys. We're outside of school. Like, this is the kind of stuff you would hear in high school, when your teacher would like scold you because you know, maybe your haircut is like not done it right. For those of you who wore uniforms during your school time, whether middle school, high school, even like university for me, there are teachers who are just so like picky with the, I mean, dude, it's, oh my god. I mean, look at this. Do you not enjoy this? That's fine. This may offend you. Then go find something else to enjoy. If people are enjoying this, don't go into that space and go, well, actually, you're sexualizing the bodies of women. I mean, oh my god, dude. Like, I tackle yuri, yaoi, women, men, animals, even dinosaurs, and they can all be hot at the same time, guys. Anyway, sorry for the rant. Oh wow, speaking of hot, it kind of reminds me of the guy from 86. I don't know, the red eyes, the dark hair. Although the jacket is kind of out of character for him. Obviously this is a commission piece. It's not based on that, but Just the, oh wow, the tongue is out. Yeah. Oh, I do like this too. The more tan skin with the gold kind of reminds me of the previous thing we saw, the lion guy. It was almost, not almost, was shirtless and everything with the muscles. In the brown and gold looks pretty cool. Right. So anyway, that's it for this art review. I will link this artist's page in the description below. Look at that. It's so offensive. Oh. Like, hey, my god. This one, she kind of reminds me just a bit of the character from High School of the Dead, the samurai girl with the blue hair. I mean, to me, I don't care how perverted you think these things are. To me, it's a beautiful artwork, and I enjoy even like pinup art, like posters. I like it, and it's enjoyable to watch. Right? I can enjoy something without having to go into someone else's space, whose art I don't find appealing, and telling them not to do that, you know? Let's just be respectful and know how to conduct ourselves amongst artists. Because if you don't like something, right, as an artist, you just draw. Like, we communicate via our art. So you ramble. I get it. I would understand if you're like the average person, or you're not a creative type, meaning you don't have an art form. I get it. But if you're in the artist kind of space and you go into this route of, or you approach things and like, oh, actually, that kind of attitude is like, dude. And it doesn't help when you click these people's profiles and it's like nothing. Like, it shows me you're not in the game, and it's just like, again, you don't have to like what I'm doing. It's not just me, because I've featured artists too in this art review series who, like, some people would just leave bad comments, like shitting on the art style, and I'm like, dude, you don't have to like if you don't like the artist, fuck off, find someone else to appreciate. You don't have to shit on the artist, right? Anyway, there was also another comment. I'm sorry for the rant, but I just want to. The guy goes, it's basically saying that, oh, it's not that you think it's offensive, it's actually offensive. Like, again, like, do you not? I understand it's offensive to them, but to me, to other people who are kind of like me, do not. That's why it's being done. If it were that offensive, then people wouldn't be doing it. And yet there are people who do it. So clearly we have a difference in opinion. How is it I can recognize that you have an opinion or a perspective that's different from me, you know? Fine, you can see it as offensive, but just do that. Carry that energy of disapproval somewhere else where you can approve of something that you actually like. And then the guy ends the comment with like, oh, you suck. Oh, I mean, really? Dick. I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep a positive vibe in the channel. Because, you know, it's art. You know, I like doing this. I like looking at people's artwork and enjoying it, especially in this art review series. But oh my god. Like, F off, honestly. Excuse me, let me just drink some protein shake so I can get stronger and improve instead of like wasting time telling people what to do in regards to their art style or artwork. You can tell I'm kind of bitter. Well, maybe not bitter, but I'm just it just, like, you would expect a different community, right? Or a different like standard in the creative space. Like, because imagine this. Imagine being in like a guild, right? You have all sorts of groups in this guild. You have that group, the other group, your group. Everyone has like a style, a way of doing their adventures, right? Just think anime. Like, do you go to another group's like space or table and you tell them, oh, actually, you should do things this way because here's what we did? I mean, hello, there's a reason why groups become groups. It's because they kind of have like, they have something in common. They work well together as a group, right? Like, they just jive better as individuals. So you gravitate towards certain groups. So it doesn't make sense if you're not from the group and you're coming into another group to tell that group what to do because you disagree. I mean, my bad, guys. But I'll be honest, as much as I get stuff like these, some comments here and there, I do enjoy talking about it because it's nice to rant and vent. And maybe that's what they're doing, they're just venting. But by the way, when it comes to boba tea, I don't like the black like balls. I'm not sure what they are actually, but that's kind of it just doesn't feel right. Like, yeah, it goes into the straw and you swallow the balls. Like, is this enjoyable, guys? Like, I prefer my Starbucks, my grande frappuccino. Like, that's it. No balls for me. Right? Interesting. She can drink it through her chest or with her chest. I apologize. It might offend someone. The boba tea drinkers or whatever. Actually, you know, I keep scrolling and I'm realizing like, oh my, like this artist has so much work done, which means I have to get to work, which means you also have to get to work. But if we scroll back just a bit, eventually they started to use that format. See, they had like different iterations in the beginning, and then they had the color palettes here. In this case, it's more on at the top, and then over time, like it shows you. I like seeing stuff like this because you can see like the progression of their work, and then over time you can see how slowly but surely it's like being more refined until you get something like, I mean, look at that, it becomes more consistent. I think this is a lesson for us. Even if you feel like you're scattered kind of like this, if you just keep pushing, keep locking in, and you refine things in that one lane, eventually you're gonna get something like this. And the more you have like a consistent format, which you will figure out over time, the more work you will be able to produce, only because you're not lost. Like, you have some limits set, some constraints. You have like a standard, you have a routine, you have a program, you have a system. And because you have a fixed system in a way, because you keep sticking to kind of the same area, you will actually refine whatever you're doing. So each post, it's gonna be, or each piece of artwork, post, whatever, it's gonna get better and better and better and better. So not only is it like a good fashion, because I do like the clothing design, the character poses, the character design, the people as well. The rendering style is pretty cool. But it's also like the overall artist like journey. So hopefully you're inspired to do your thing as well. And yeah. Sorry for the rant again. I'll see you in the next episode, guys. Bye.